Dear student, myself G.U. Patil, welcome to all of you for this online lecture during this lockdown period. Dear student, I have already delivered the two online lectures on two different topics of our unit number 5, that is transport layer. So for this transport layer, my first online lecture is for TCP, in which we study the TCP header or segment format. On my second lecture, my second online lecture is for UDP, in which we study the UDP datagram format. In both the online lectures, we cover these two different topics of unit number 5, that is on transport layer, because transport layer is having two protocols. First one is the TCP, that is transmission control protocol, and the second one is called as UDP, that is user datagram protocol. So now today is my third online lecture for all of you on the topic, that is TCP congestion controls, that is transmission control protocol congestion controls. Let's see what is TCP congestion control. Before start with this, we first understand what is the congestions, or what do you mean by congestions. Congestion is nothing but a traffic which is occurred at any point of the network node or network node, or in other words, we define it in such a manner that when the load offered to any network is more than it can be handled, that means a congestion builds up. I repeat it, when the load offered to any network is more than it can be handled, that is the congestion builds up. That means the congestion will occur when the load offered to any network but it cannot be handled. That's why the congestion or traffic will be occurred during that process. This is called as a congestions. Now till towards the second point of congestion control for TCP. The network layer detects the congestion when queues grow large at routers and tries to manage it, if only by dropping the packets. It is up to the transport layer to receive the congestion feedback from the network layer and slow down the rate of traffic that is sending into the network. That means what? Network layer is detecting the congestions when queue grow up and at routers and tries to manage it. That means either if it is not detected by the network layer, then it will be drop the packets. So it is up to the transport layer only to receive the congestion feedback from the network layer and slow down the rate of traffic that it is sending into the network. The next is for congestion control. Transport protocol use an AIMD, that is called as additive increase multiplicative decrease control law. This is the most important concept which will be used by the transport protocol for avoiding this congestion control, that is called as AIMD, that is additive increase multiplicative decrease law. TCP congestion control is based on the implementing this approach using a window called as a congestion window. TCP adjusts the size of the window according to the AIMD rule. That means TCP congestion control is based on the principle or law of AIMD, that is additive increase multiplicative decrease control law, and it will be provide or it will use a window concept that is called as a congestion window, and TCP at that time the TCP adjusts the size of that particular window according to that particular control law. The window size at the sender side is set to as follows: sender window or send window, and that means at transmitter point the send window is equal to MIN, that is minimum, in bracket flow control window comma congestion window. Means it has the two factors, that is called as a flow control window and congestion window. Both are minimum at the sender window, where the flow control window is advertised by the receiver, that is also called as R window, that means RWND. It will be at a receiver end. And second one is called as a congestion window. It is adjusted based on the feedback given to the sender. So now see the one of the example of congestion control, that is an example of internet congestion control algorithms. In this example we have a 2D plot. On x-axis we have the transmission number, and on y-axis we have the congestion window in kilobytes. So as we in this example, observe on x-axis, as the transmission number goes on increases from 0 to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 up to 24. Respectively, the congestion windows having the outputs on y-axis, that is at 0, 4, 8, 12, 16 up to 44. So we have starting from origin, that is 0, 0. We have the particular parameter on x-axis with respect to the y. As it will be goes on increasing on x-axis, the similarly we will observe the goes on increasing the congestion window on y-axis up to the threshold level. That is, threshold level is nothing but the capacity of network particular handling the data packets or traffic. If the network having the transmission number goes on increasing, but that threshold level is detected, that means that particular network is not capable to handle this particular transmission number, so it will be stopped. At that point it is not capable to handle this particular transmission numbers, so it will be goes to timeout. So goes on increasing, but it should be timeout, and if it is timeout, then directly goes to the down, that means a drop. It should be dropped. So again, at the dropping point of on x-axis, that is on input, we will use the retransmission policy for retransmit the particular data packets using TCP. But at this dropping point, retransmission policy, when we use the retransmission policy, the network has defined the new threshold level, which is lesser than that the already having the threshold level before the dropping point. As we all of you observe in the particular diagram, these two threshold levels which are different from each other. The first threshold level is at initial point without any dropping point, and this second threshold level we have at after the dropping point. So after dropping point, network having the threshold level is set, and when we try to retransmit the data packets from this dropping point, so it will be goes on increasing again on x-axis, as well as similarly we observe the on y-axis, but at threshold again it is not capable to carry the particular transmission or the data packets, so it will be get dropped again and again. So this is the best example for congestion control. The next, responses to the congestion. So what kind of the responses has been given to the TCP while congestion is occurred during the particular network. So first one is TCP assumes there is a congestion if it is detect a packet loss. That means during the transmission and reception process, if congestion is occur, or TCP will assume if the congestion is occur, then definitely there should be a loss of data packets. That means what? If the congestion is occurred at this point, that means the network is not capable to carry the particular traffic, whole traffic at that point. So some of the data packets have lost, and that data packet lost detected by the TCP, so that the TCP assume it what the congestion is there. Now the second is a TCP sender can detect the loss of packets via two different things. The first one is what? The timeout of retransmission time. That means what? When we try to retransmit the particular data packets which are not handled by the network at threshold point, that means the network at that point which is not capable to carry the particular data packets. So at that time, that data packets may be drop down, and we'll try to retransmit it. So whenever we use the retransmission policy, so at that time we have the retransmission timer, and during that timer, if it is not possible to do all the data packet retransmitted by the sender, and if the timeout is occur, then definitely we have detect or we have the loss of data packets, and that will be detected by TCP. Now the second reason or the second point for detecting the data packets, loss of data packets by TCP is nothing but a receipt of duplicate acknowledgement. That means whenever the TCP got the acknowledgement from the TCP sender got the acknowledgement from the receiver point at the receiver end, from the receiver end, though that transmission that acknowledgement from the receiver may be a duplicate. Means if it is if it is data packet is not received at that point, but it should be send acknowledgement, maybe positive negative acknowledgement over there. So that acknowledgement is not properly identified or recognized by the TCP. So TCP assume that this acknowledgement is a duplicate acknowledgement, and whenever it detects the duplicate acknowledgement or it has the receipt of this particular duplicate acknowledgement, then TCP assume again that there should be a congestions or there should be a loss of packets. This is the two best reason when TCP sender can detect the particular data packets due to this. Now the TCP interprets now the TCP interprets a timeout as a binary congestion signals. Means when timeout is occur or TCP detects the timeout, it should be it is in the form of binary congestion signal. When timeout occurs, the sender performs the following specific procedure is nothing but CWND, that is congestion window is reset to 1. That means we mathematically we can write it as a CWND is equal to 1. Then slow start threshold is set to half the current size of the congestion window. That means mathematically we can write it as SS thresh is equal to CWND by 2. That means slow start threshold is set to half of the current size of the congestion window. That means SS thresh is equal to CWND divided by 2, and slow start is entered. That means the time during the timeout process or whenever the timeout is detected by the TCP or TCP interprets particular timeout during this congestion process, it should be have a binary congestion signal, and if timeout is occur, the TCP sender perform the following operations. That operations contains some window, that is congestion window and slow start threshold window. So in first process or in first step, congestion control window is set to 1, that is CWND is equal to 1, and slow start threshold window is exactly half of the congestion window, that is SS thresh is equal to CWND divided by 2. And lastly, at the last step, it should be entered the slow start so that the timeout is get identified by the TCP. So this is all about what TCP congestion control. So this is the most important topic again for exam point of view, because TCP, because unit number 5 is whole about the transport layer. So transport layer having two protocols only, TCP and UDP. Now this is the related to the TCP congestion controls. So this is the most important to all of you. So if anybody having any queries regarding this topic, so please acknowledge me, and you can ask me anything regarding this topic. So best luck for this topic. Thank you very much.